Good afternoon. My name is Randy Wolken, President and CEO of MACNY, the Manufacturers Association, and the Manufacturers Alliance of New York State. This is my Monday, May 18th COVID-19 update. The governor was in Western New York today at the Roswell Park Cancer Institute in Buffalo. He was joined by the Lieutenant Governor. After receiving a COVID-19 test yesterday, the governor showed the public that it was easy and painless, and the governor announced he was negative. Total number of hospitalizations and intubations continued to fall. The number of new hospitalizations decreased slightly, but has remained relatively flat. There were 373 new hospitalizations on May 17th. There were a total number of 106 COVID-19 related deaths on May 17th. Of these, 83 were hospital deaths, 23 in nursing homes. A total of 22,729 New Yorkers have passed away because of COVID-19. The state is now sending 320,000 test kits to nursing homes around the state this week to help facilities test employees twice per week. The state is requiring all nursing home staff to be tested twice per week and is working with testing labs to facilitate the process. This process of testing will become increasingly important to many industries as the community begins to open up. And right now we're working hard to find proper testing capabilities, and set guidelines and rules. As you may know, I'm on the Central New York Regional Control Group, a group of local officials and some state officials that routinely meet, that's daily, to talk about how we're doing and progressing in our reopening. Testing has become one of the most critical components. The New York region of Western New York has now hit all 7 of its metrics to begin its reopening phase. Phase 1 businesses in Western New York are eligible to reopen tomorrow, May 19th, 2020. The governor is advising major sport teams to plan to reopen without fans. The state will offer logistical assistance to those teams to address problems associated with resuming games. In response to a reporter question, the governor said that franchises will have to examine whether it's financially viable to hold games without fans. Western New York and other regions that have met the 7 public health metrics to reopen will have regional control rooms to continue to monitor the data into the next phases of reopening. That's what we're doing here in Central New York. We're slated right now, should we keep our metrics positive, to be into phase 2 in the first week of June. The state budget director said that houses of worship will not be fully open until phase 4. The state is looking into how houses of worship can reopen with limited capacity and social distancing. In response to a question regarding tourism, the governor stated that this is not just a New York question, but a national and international question of when people can get back onto planes and attend jam-packed venues such as stadiums, restaurants, bars, boats. The governor said we weren't there yet. The New York State Department of Health has granted a waiver for Erie County Medical Center to perform elective surgeries. Elective surgeries are now being reopened throughout upstate in many parts of the state as the health metrics have warranted. Judges and staff will return to courthouses in 30 upstate counties this week. There's some updated guidance. You'll find it on our website for NYSERDA. There's no changes to Empire State Development's essential business guidance or other requirements. There's some updates to New York City's requirements. I want to emphasize now how important it is for every business that's open to go on and certify through the New York State website, New York Forward. You'll find the links on our website. You can find a way to both check on your business and to certify your business. This is true for all businesses, essential and non-essential businesses. Even if you are open as a manufacturer or an essential business, you have to go online and you have to register. You have to go through the steps. If you want some help and understanding, you can find guidance on our website or reach out to our staff member. I can't overemphasize this because the state is now keeping track of what businesses are registering. And it's become a push within each of the communities to make sure businesses are complying. There is hotlines established, and you need to know that, so that you'll need to follow all safety guidelines because employees can report industries that aren't following guidelines or aren't complying. So it's important to talk to your employees about this, to over-communicate with your employees about how important it is that they follow the guidelines and that you're following the guidelines. We'll continue to work through this week as phase 1 is in existence and all manufacturers now are allowed to be open. We're here to help every manufacturer be open safely, whether they're a member or not. You can tell your friends and colleagues that they can rely on MACNY to help get some answers to their questions. And I highly recommend that you do this with others through our Keeping People Safe program, which you can understand and find out through the website. We're now ready to launch this week our cohort number 2. We have a third cohort assembling as we speak. We expect dozens of companies to come online in the next week or two, and many more beyond that. It's highly important that you put in place procedures that keep you safe and keep employees reminded of not backsliding. It's important that we don't have flare-ups so we can continue to reopen the rest of our economy. If our metrics get out of hand, then we will not be able to continue into future phases. I wish you well tonight, and as always, be safe, stay calm, and carry on. Have a nice evening.